Okay, we're talking about perfect squares. This is lesson 8.9. When we were multiplying two binomials, if it was a square of the same binomial, I don't know if you remember this or not, but the answer ended up being the square, the first one squared, the last one squared, and then the middle term was this times 2. And sometimes we would use that too as our reminder that we were going to have this times 2. So this times this is A times B is AB times 2 is 2AB. So let's look at some of these. Well, actually, let's look at this one first and go backwards because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be going backwards. So if this is a perfect square trinomial, that means that it's going to end up being the square of a binomial. To see if that's true, this one has to be a perfect square and this one has to be a perfect square. And then this one has to be the square of this times the square of this times 2. So this is a perfect square, it's A. This is a perfect square, it's B. It's all plus, so it'd be plus in the middle. And is this A times B times 2? Yes, that's the middle one. So this is what we're going to be doing, and it's going to be squared. Always, this one has to always be plus to work. This can be minus or plus, but this one cannot be subtraction in order for it to be a perfect square trinomial. Let's take a look at some. So this is a perfect square and this is a perfect square. So we're hoping that it's going to be A plus 2 squared. To check that, A times 2 is 2A times 2 is 4A. So this is correct. Perfect squares, and this is a minus here. So we're hoping it's going to be Y minus 10 squared. Y times 10 is 10y times 2 is 20y, so that works. Again, we have a minus here first. This is a perfect square and this is a perfect square. So this is 10 minus m, we hope, squared. Let's check. 10 times m is 10m times 2 is 20m. That's right. Here, this is perfect square and this is a perfect square and it's minus. So y minus 4 squared, let's see if that works. Y times 4 is 4y times 2 is 8y. This is correct. These are perfect squares. So the square of that is 4t. And the square of 25 is 5. It's a minus because of that one. And to check to make sure this works, 4t times 5 is 20t times 2 is 40t. These are both perfect squares. 7x plus 2y. If we multiply those together, it is 14xy times 2 is 28xy. So all of these are perfect square trinomials, and that's how we factor them.